Hey, good Monday morning, everybody. And you know, it's November. Can you believe that? I cannot believe it. Oh my gosh. How many days till Christmas? Does anybody know? Whew, stress pumps about to go wide open, aren't they? Well, today I want to talk about something that I've avoided talking about because, well, it's pretty deep. And we could go on for weeks. Maybe we will, but I doubt it. And what I want to do today is give you perspective. And of course, I got some gold nugget Bible verses to do just that. And the thing that I'm talking about is self-esteem. Yeah, it's something we all deal with, whether we would like to admit it or not. We all do. And it's something that, well, we probably don't want to face it at all. But I've got some ideas and suggestions for you that hopefully will give you a little bit of perspective and help you with your self-esteem. So let's do this. This is your Monday morning moment. Let's rock and roll. All right, so if you think about it, from the minute we're born, we're taking in information from others about ourselves, aren't we? Like, that's a good boy, well done. Or that's a good girl, yada, yada, yada. And it goes on our entire lives. So doesn't it seem natural that we look to this world and the things of this world to give us a sense of our self-worth? Yeah, well, there's a problem with that, isn't there? And it's this, the world's broken. You're never going to measure up in your own mind based on this world, because the world's going to keep telling you you're not good enough, you're not pretty enough, you're not this, you're not that. And it's many times it's subtle. Can't tell you how many times I've been rejected in my life. You too, probably. It sucks, doesn't it? But it's because we're comparing ourselves, we're measuring ourselves based on what this world says is valuable. So I want to remind you of a gold nugget Bible verse that we used, 6-7 months ago when we were talking about finding your spiritual gifts. And it applies to this also. Now, hopefully some of you are going to remember this one. It's from Ephesians chapter 2, verse 10. This puts everything into a whole new perspective. For we are God's handiwork, created in Christ Jesus to do good works, which God prepared in advance for us to do. Do you remember that passage? Yeah, rewind if you want to listen to it again, because that puts everything in perspective, okay? We are God's handiwork, not this world's handiwork, or your boss's handiwork, or your spouse's handiwork. God's handiwork. And He's got something for us to do. Not your boss, not your mom. God has something for us to do that He's already planned. Wow. God has something for me? Yeah, that boosts my esteem. That gives me a sense of worth that I just can't find anywhere else around here. You know what I'm saying? So at this point, you're probably saying, wow, Shep, that sounds great. But easier said than done, because we're out here every day trying to keep up with Joe Schmo and everybody else, trying to get ahead. I totally get that. I do. I didn't say it was going to be easy, but let me ask you this one question. Does what others think of you matter more to you than what God thinks of you? That's a tough one, isn't it? Think about that. Because if the answer is yes, you're always going to be struggling with your self-esteem. If the answer is no, then guess what? You're going to start feeling a lot better. Now, I'm not a psychologist. I'm not a psychiatrist. In fact, I'm not an ist of any sort. But what I'm telling you is something I myself have experienced. So I highly recommend it. Start worrying about what God thinks of you, and everything else is going to kind of fall into place. I do have a couple of more gold nuggets for you just to put in your back pocket in case you need them. This one comes from 1 Peter chapter 3, verses 3 through 4. This is pretty cool. Your beauty should not come from outward adornment, such as elaborate hairstyles, gold jewelry, or fine clothing. Rather, it should be that of your inner self, the unfading beauty of a gentle and quiet spirit, which is of great worth in God's sight. Yeah, and there are other passages that we've done here in the past year. It's all about God looks at the inner person, not the outward person. That's what he really is concerned about. I know it's hard, but try it. All right, one last one. We've done this one before. It is a passage of encouragement, Old Testament, Joshua chapter 1, verse 9. Have I not commanded you? Be strong and courageous. Do not be afraid. Do not be discouraged, for the Lord your God will be with you wherever you go. Yeah. So these are little things that, when you're feeling down, you're not feeling good about yourself, the world's trying to tell you you're nothing. Remind yourself of these things, because you know what? God thinks you're pretty special. Otherwise, you wouldn't even be here. Yeah. All right. Tough topic. We could go deep, but that's it for today. As a teacher, I saw this so many times. Kids just didn't feel good about themselves. It's not necessary. We're about hope and purpose here. And so we're trying to reinforce the right things. All right, friends and neighbors. Until next week, may the Lord of peace himself give you peace at all times and in every way. The Lord be with all of you. Have a fabulous week. Hope to see you here next week.